Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would add my thanks to Senator Coons for all your work to promote the United States around the world and your dedication to our country and your sacrifices you make being away from your friends and family as you serve, so thank you. I'm going to hit upon a same theme that you've heard upon already with regard to the UN and the anti-Israel bias. Last year, the UN passed twice as many anti-Israel resolutions as all other countries combined. All other countries combined, twice as many against Israel. And it's no secret that UNESCO has a long history of anti-Israel bias as well, starting with when they granted the membership to Palestine. And we've covered already that the Biden administration is rejoining UNESCO to counter the malign influence of the PRC. However, the anti-Israel bias still remains. Since October 7th, UNESCO has routinely criticized Israel's war against Hamas, often with little or no context to the October 7th attacks, in which Hamas killed 1,200 Israelis and took 240 hostages. Specifically, UNESCO has routinely criticized Israeli targeting of educational establishments in Gaza despite Hamas's clear use of many civilian sites for military purposes. These public omissions leave out critical context and undermine support for our ally Israel. So, Ms. O'Donnell, I was gratified to hear you talk about in your opening remarks how you were going to push back against the anti-Israel and anti-Semitic biases in UNESCO. If confirmed, then I presume you'll encourage UNESCO to condemn Hamas's targeting and indiscriminate attacks on the state of Israel. Is that accurate?
Thank you, Senator, for the question, and thank you for the opportunity for me to readdress this issue. This is a forum in which this is my first time in a forum like this, and I don't want my initial nerves around coming. I have deep respect for this body and deep respect for these issues, and I want to be crystal clear, as I stated in my opening remarks. I would do everything within the power of the position. I would not hesitate to speak up. I would work with allies. I share the deep and grave concerns about the ways that this bias is reflected, whether it's with resolutions that really come and indiscriminately attack Israel. With other ways that we see it in all of its forms, it is unjust. And I bring with me the absolute, not just promised, but passion to be an effective ambassador for U.S. national security interests, and we are not successful if that does not include standing with Israel as a partner and standing with allies. And I sit here with great pride that I come with the support of the World Jewish Congress and the American Jewish Council and other Jewish groups to represent and speak for them. So thank you for the question. Thank you for the chance to address it. And as I said, this would be one of my top priorities, working in close consultation with this committee, if confirmed.
Do you have some specific ideas on how you can work with UNESCO's failure to condemn Hamas's use of educational and cultural sites as launching pads for attacks on Israel? Are there some specific ideas on things that you can do to be able to raise this issue and get UNESCO to condemn Hamas misusing these civilian sites?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. Again, I share the concern and the disgust for the ways sometimes those inscription of heritage sites are used to erase the true national tie to Israel. And I think, as I said before, and Senator Coons has mentioned, it's about being in the room. It's about taking back that microphone. And it's about not just talking to our allies, but it's about talking to those who are uncertain and being forceful and defending the interests of Israel. I think, if confirmed, I take very seriously the role I would need to play, and I do that actively to advance these policies and to really look out for any action across any of UNESCO's mandate of activities that would be counter our interests or those of our allies and strategic partners.
Great, thank you very much. I'm just about out of time, but I will just emphasize again, when we've seen some United Nations agencies like the United Nations Relief and Works Agency that are involved in educational missions in Gaza, we have seen that they have produced textbooks and have teachers that are promoting anti-Semitic, anti-Israel ideas, and it's absolutely critical that you take the leadership role in UNESCO to make sure that anything that's going to Gaza, anything that we are doing in there with regard to cultural or education does not have that sort of anti-Semitic, anti-Israel content.